It's time for part 2. Now, as many of you know and remember, I did a head-to-head breaking down my experiences between Gears of War and Halo Combat Evolved. My first time with either franchise, and in that video, this video, Halo was the clear winner. I think Gears of War took maybe one category. So, how did the second games fare though? Well, let's get into it. So I just want to, look, disclaimer, this is only really talking about the campaign, right? I'm not including the multiplayer aspect of this. This is the campaign only. I went into this pretty much expecting Halo to dominate because of how much I fell in love with Halo, with Combat Evolved, and although I enjoyed Gears, it didn't blow me away. I'd give it like a 7. But man, this Gears of War 2 surprised me, man. It surprised me. So let's get into it. So first of all, presentation. Look, both games are presented great. In the first head-to-head, I knocked Halo some points for it suffering somewhat of an identity crisis, right? With, both versions of the game looking vastly different. But in this one, there's no debating which option you choose. You choose the remaster, right? The CGI cutscenes in Halo 2 are astronomical. I mean, it's stupid how good it looks, right? It looks mesmerizing. It's jaw-dropping. It's stunning how it looks. And to Gears of War 2, look, when you consider you're playing a 360 game, the presentation on that game is immaculate. The game still stands up graphically now, not even playing a remaster, just playing the 360 version. I don't understand how they made that. I do not know how that game was running on a 360. It looks fantastic. So, look, both of them are very close, man. You still have that dark grittiness about Gears of War, which really helps to sell the theme of the whole thing. And just the nature of its story. The presentation is there, driving that, fueling it. And Halo is Halo, man. What can you say? It looks beautiful. It looks amazing. So which one do I prefer? Which one do I think are best? I've got to give it to Halo. Halo has to take it because Gears of War's presentation is good, but it's more of the same. It's more Gears of War. Halo takes that presentation and goes mental with it. It takes it to that next level, and that's what I want from a sequel, to take the foundation you made and build upon it. And the presentation in Halo 2 stands out as a next generational leap. It stands out as an evolved version of Halo. As with Gears of War 2, doesn't really change anything from Gears of War 1, so for that reason, Halo takes the first one. Congratulations, Halo 2, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's talk about story. Here's the thing when it comes to story. Whenever I'm talking about story, I'm really thinking about what affected me as a human. You can have all the writing in the world and all the fancy cutscenes you want. But what made me what resonated with me, what impacted me? What I did love about Halo 2 was this dynamic. One of the issues I had with Combat Evolved was I wanted to learn more about the Covenant. I wanted to learn more about their culture, their race, what drives them, what motivates them, what are they like. And we got that in spades in Halo 2, and I love this dynamic of switching between Chief and the Arbiter. I thought that was really great. Sometimes I get a bit confused though, and I'd forget I was Arbiter, and I'd see one of my friendly elites, and I'd be like, oh, and I'd start trying to kill them. But I loved that dynamic of it. I really, really did. And it's brought to life with these stunning cutscenes, man. It was great getting an insight to their culture and stuff like that. But despite that being said, there wasn't a single moment in Halo 2's campaign which hit me like the Keys moment did in Combat Evolved, where the Flood had taken his memories from him. That I will always remember. There's not much in Halo 2's story that will stick with me though. Apart from the really badass moment of Chief being like, yo, do I have permission to give them their bomb back? That was great. And enjoying this dynamic and cultural shift of seeing how they operate. But I'm not gonna remember it. Now, Gears of War, by comparison, we have the masterpiece, the moment, one of the most well-directed moments I've ever seen in gaming, which was Dom discovering his wife and subsequently what happened. That whole scene dwarfs anything that happened in Halo 2. Hate me all you want, but it's the truth. That scene was masterfully done. Him seeing his wife coming out and her looking like how he remembered her being, because he couldn't deal with the trauma in the moment of actually seeing her as she was. The subtle way Marcus says it's going to be okay, and then that veil of illusion cracking and him seeing Maria not for how she was, but how she is. The voice acting in that scene, the sheer panic and hopelessness and desperation of Dom's voice. Bruv, just that, I will never forget that. And it hit me on a human level. And it was just absolutely beautifully done. And it was sad. It was, bruv, that was it. And the whole game just had this theme of just sort of made you feel hopeless. Like, are we ever going to be able to stop this? Like, this suffering, what we're going through? Is there really any end to this? You know, whereas in Halo 2, you sort of always feel like your side are going to win. You're the Master Chief, right? You always just sort of feel like no matter what you're going to do, you're going to win. As where Gears has this sense of sadness to it that Gears 2 just totally nailed and blew out the park. So Gears of War 2, it takes story for me. And it's not close, bro. While I appreciate the epicness of Halo 2, nothing compares to the humanity on display of Gears of War 2. So let's talk about gameplay. So here's the thing with Halo, man, they really do turn it up. You get dual wielding is introduced in Halo 2, and nothing slaps harder than dual wielding SMGs and just diving at your enemies, right? Everything you want is there. The vehicle combat is there. Some really epic moment-to-moment gameplay, which you just love. You know, just GTAing people out of tanks, out of ghosts, and just having a jolly good time with it. The gameplay is Halo and more Halo. Everything you love about Combat Evolved is back in Halo 2, and it's evolved. It's greater than it was in the first game, and that's uncontestable. We have the energy swords now, which are great. We get to switch between Arbiter and Chief. I wish there's a bit more variety in their gameplay. It'd be nice to have seen some, I don't know, just maybe the missions be a bit different rather than just running and gunning, maybe introduce some different things. But it was great fun. But here's the thing. Gears of War 2 though, what that did was took Gears of War, again, it took Gears of War 1 and it put it on steroids. And we have some of the most nuts. Look, my jaw hit the floor much more playing Gears of War 2's campaign, man. The set pieces in that game are so epic that it's an absolute masterpiece from start to finish. It's an adrenaline rush from start to finish, man. You are flying on wraiths. You are like mounting those big dinosaur-like things. You are just everything epic you can imagine you do in the Gears of War 2 campaign. Right from the jump, you are in the mix of it. And it's just epic, man. It's just absolutely crazy. It's over the top. It's unrealistic. It's wild. And it's a ride that I absolutely loved from start to finish. And it entertained me more than the Halo 2 story campaign did. I found the gameplay, the chainsaw sort of duels. Look, man, I just loved it. I thought Gears of War 2 slapped harder than this guy. Now let's talk about soundtracks. Both Halo and Gears of War have soundtracks which defy their world. Halo, it's grand in scale, it's epic, it's a sort of OST which makes you feel larger than life. It delivered in Combat Evolved and it delivers in Halo 2. In contrast to that, Gears of War, its music really represents the war-torn world of Serra, right? It's brooding, it's dark, it's atmospheric. It's there to guide you through this harsh journey that the Gears are on. So how do they compare though? Well, in Halo 2, as much as I liked the soundtrack, there were moments in the gameplay where the music would be more mellow. And it didn't fit the moment-to-moment gameplay that was happening on screen. I could be fighting some brutes and be in a really intense firefight, and the music wouldn't match what I was doing, and it made me take notice of it. It would be it'd just be mellow, and at times I would laugh in my party and be like, what sort of music is this? just sort of music you'd expect as if he was just like going somewhere or on some light adventure, when I'm actually, staring death in the face down the barrel of a gun. So Gears of War soundtrack was, though it wasn't as grand as Halo, sure, it certainly had more consistency to it. It was like another character in the game as well. It was like guiding us through this journey from start to finish, building and building and building as the chapters went on to an epic crescendo, and every single set piece had music just, driving it forward constantly and with consistency. So as much as I love both, Gears of War for me was more consistent. It was more impactful overall. The music, when it wanted to be sad, it was sad. When it needed to be epic, it was epic. When it needed to remind you of the hopelessness of everything that's happening around you, it was there. So for me, the OST in Gears of War 2 was an absolute masterpiece, and Gears of War 2 certainly takes this category for me. So now for the category of which was the most fun. This category really I consider to be one of the most important, because everything else doesn't matter if the game isn't fun though. Now, making this very hard for me, because both Halo 2 and Gears of War 2 are very, very, very fun. They both really excel in what they're trying to do. Like I said before, just dual wielding in Halo and just taking out people, it hits differently does a dual wielding in Halo. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something about it really, really hits hard, and it's just really fun to do. And they know that, because they give you the option to dual wield every chance they get. And it's always hard to say no to that proposition, even though a lot of the times it can really backfire and end up resulting in your death. But as great as Halo 2 was in the gameplay department, there were certain times in the campaign where it got quite frustrating. There's a certain bit involving sniper rifles I'm not going to go into, but I think you know what I'm talking about. But Gears of War was, though it wasn't as fun in the pure sense, it was more memorable, was the gameplay. There was scripted. Whilst Halo is more fun in its organic moments of gameplay, which you can't script, which just happen between you and your teammates, things which are very subjective because it depends on who you're playing with. So the fun you have in the campaign of Halo really depends on who you're playing Halo with and how many of those organic moments happen. So you can play Halo 2 several times, and the amount of fun you have playing it could change varying on who you're playing with and how much trolling you're doing to each other, or just what happens organically. So Halo is better at that. But Gears of War, it offers it without prejudice. Do you know what I mean? The fun is in its scripted moments. In the moments that every game, no matter who you are, who you're playing with, will experience those highs and those sort of emotional lows of Dom finding his wife. I know it's a story thing, but still, those epic moments of riding on a Wraith. Where it's like, we'll ride them, and you're like, wait, what? We're gonna ride them? Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like I said before, riding on the back of that thing. You know what I mean? Just every moment of the gameplay hits, and it's fun, and it's so epic that I cannot go any other way in the fun category than Gears of War. Because from start to finish, it was just an epic journey. And everyone experiences that same level of epicness. It's not determined by who you're playing with. And I feel like in the experience which Halo 2 offers to just everyone without you injecting your own fun into it, I don't think it was as fun as Gears of War for me. But that's my opinion. There's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to the Gears and Halo, I've learned, because they're just both so absolutely brilliant. So, with that being said, Gears of War takes the category of fun, and that means Gears of War does emerge victorious in round 2. So now we have Combat Evolved winning round 1, Gears of War 2 winning round 2, and now we are ready for round 3. And just so you know, I've already finished Gears of War 3, and I'm almost done finishing the fight in Halo 3. So round 3 will be coming up much sooner than I expected. I mean, I just started, finished the fight. I've started Halo 3 yesterday, right? My plan was just to start the beginning of it, and I nearly finished it in one sitting. So suffice to say, Halo 3, I absolutely love. Until next time, Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm sure there's much room for discussion. Till next time.